Are you looking for a podcast that makes you go, whoop, whoop?
Then you must be thinking of another podcast. Woo! Hi, Kelsey.
Hi, Robert.
How you feeling?
I feel like death warmed over.
Oh no, what's wrong?
Everything, man. I've been like low-key sick for 2 weeks, and I was just kind of like, I'm gonna be fine. And then it just got worse and worse, and then I was like all night last night, so I finally decided I'm gonna go to the doctor today. And I went to the urgent clinic this morning, and they were like, we don't know what's happening with you. We're gonna have to take some blood. And you know, that's my favorite thing in the whole fucking world to do.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast before, but I've got, like, a severe phobia of needles and blood drawing and just blood in general. Just, like, if I see it, if I hear it, if I think about it, if I hear a needle, I swear to God. I don't like it. I pass out.
Yeah.
I scream. I vomit. I go full panic attack.
As long as I don't look at it, I'm good. But, like, if I were to look at it, I know that I'd freak out.
It's the worst. I had, like, a bad experience with a doctor when I was very small, and it just stuck with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So doctors, be nice to your patients, especially the ones that are, like, children, toddlers. Be nice to them. But, yeah, so they had to draw blood, and they tried on my left arm first, and...
Okay, you're already losing me, because you said they tried on my left arm. Okay.
Exactly. So she looks at my arms. She's like, okay. And then I lay down and she goes for the left one. And it's taken a long time. And after the length of what I thought was a blood draw, she's like, okay, I couldn't get it. Just like yelling at this point.
Give
I
me the
felt
other
really
one.
bad for her.
Yeah. Because
she was a really nice lab tech, and she was patient with me and sweet, and I was like the whole time just yelling at the top of my lungs, fuck, I fucking hate this, I'm gonna die, I'm dying. I feel so bad for phlebotomists because I know it's irrational, and I know that I could just be normal if my body would allow me, but I'm in full fight or flight mode, and I'm trying to not be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had to do the right arm, and it was taking forever, and halfway through it, I was like, are you getting blood this time? Are you getting it? Or are you just gonna not get any? And Richard was like, calm down, she's doing her job, it's going fine.
Like, do they not have other places than the arm to, like,
I don't
do
know,
this?
man. Like, just stick me on my fucking back where you can't
Something.
feel as much, you know? Like, I don't know. They always go for the arm, like, the crook of the elbow.
Yeah,
I
it's
fucking
always
hate
there.
that.
But, like...
So now I have, like, both of my arms. You know that feeling after you give blood or have blood taken away from you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that in both of my arms now, so I'm just like,
I'm just picturing you with, like, T-Rex arms. You're just like, they're useless.
That's exactly.
Useless.
Yep, just noodles.
My arms! Noodles!
I really hope there were no, like, children in the other rooms, because I'm just, like, shouting obscenities at the top of my lungs.
Mommy, what's happening in there?
And also because I felt bad for her, I was also yelling, I'm sorry, so just, fuck, I'm sorry, fuck, I'm so sorry.
God.
I hated it. I hated every minute of it, and I'm still hating it. It just sticks with me for the rest of the day, but I'm gonna be fine, and we're gonna record this podcast, and I'm gonna feel better.
I won't lie, I kind of hated hearing it, because you're talking about it, and I could just, like, feel it myself, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh, oh. Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I could say things are better on this side.
That's good. How much better?
Marginally. At least I'm not, like, deathly ill. Just...
What's going on with you?
Just overworked.
Oh, yeah.
Over it.
C'est la vie.
I do have something cool to tell you about some of our postings that we do on social media.
Oh, yeah?
So, I was going through... I put up... so the Instagram post, right, of, like, the Radiskull thing, and then Street Sharks.
Uh-huh.
Well, so I'm going through them, and I get the little like, oh, this person's liked your photo, blah 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 blah. And one of them, I was like, they tagged Joe Sparks, the creator of Radiskull, in this post. Like, that's cool. So I go click on the profile, and I was like, dude, I know her. When I was looking him up that time and found out that he was making the show again, I found, like, his, like, wife. And it was his wife.
What?
That found it and then tagged her husband, the creator, in the post.
That is so cool.
I was like, well, this is awesome.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
So, look at social media doing its magic.
That's fabulous. That
Super cool.
See, listeners, good things are happening on our social media.
Yeah.
Just go out there. Just check it out. Click around.
Go check it out. Post some stuff. Say some stuff. Tag famous people.
Yeah.
That works. That always helps. Been playing some Gears still.
Are you on 2 or 3?
So I finished the original trilogy, and so I've been doing 4, which I never played.
You never played 4?
I never played 4. Like, I got an Xbox, and then just never played it. Like, I never played it. There were too many PlayStation things happening, and I never got around to it, right?
Don't you hate that?
Yeah, because I honestly forgot how much I loved that series, because now that I've played it again, I'm, like, fucking rabidly obsessed with it again. But so, I played 4, and it's so good.
Good.
Like, geez, all this time wasted in my life that I never played it. But so, I did something that I've never really done with it.
What'd you do? Did you go evil? I could never go evil.
No.
Are there evil options?
No, you can't go evil in these.
Okay.
Well, so I've been playing it on the PC because I was like, oh, I can run it at 1440 on here, right?
Hell yeah.
Well, it has, like, these technical issues.
Oh.
And no matter how hard I search, I cannot find anything relating to this online, right?
What are some of the issues?
So, like, I finally pieced it together. It's some of the reflective textures. So, like, puddles of water or, like, a really shiny metal,
Yeah.
After you play for, like, 30 minutes or so, they get this weird error in their, like, makeup. Right?
What do they do?
They kind of go black, and then it's just like this random pattern of streaking colors that go through it, right?
Fancy.
Really weird. And then some windows, just like, a thermal imaging picture of like a person where like they're just a deep yellow with like red around the edges. Sometimes the windows will look like that. And then sometimes characters will just glow different colors. So, the main character's head was glowing blue at one point.
That's just his aura, man. Don't judge.
I know.
Don't harsh his vibes.
But so, I was combing around, and I keep going to the Gears forums, and somebody 2 days ago had posted these issues. And I was like, oh my god, somebody finally knows my pain.
All right.
And then all the people in the forum go, well, do you have any, like, proof? And he's like, no. Like no pictures, right? And I was like, I'm gonna find pictures. I'm gonna do this. So I made an account. I was playing the game. I took screenshots and went into Microsoft Paint just to get them out, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, look, I have pictures to show you. Just like flaunting my pictures. And I just checked it before we came in here because that was last night. And all these people are commenting like, look, I'm getting the Christmas light problem, and it now has a name and stuff. So
beautiful.
Nobody knows what's going on with it. They're just like, oh yeah, me too, problems.
At least you have people to commiserate with.
Exactly. So maybe these are the start of my online friends. We'll bond over these issues.
Maybe.
What? So you like issues? What kind of problems you into? But so, yeah, that's kind of all I've been doing. Just Gears and other stuff. So I know that you've been wanting to tell me about something lately, and I figured I have the perfect segue.
Okay.
So speaking to the Gears thing, I started a new game on my phone.
Ooh.
I started a new phone game. You're just gonna be like, it's made for you. So it's called Gears of War Pop. Okay?
I thought it was going to be like a My Little Pony Gears of War mashup.
Oh no, that would be too awesome. So it's a Gears of War, I guess it's like Clash of Clans, which I never played, so I don't really know what that is, right?
Me either.
But they're all pop figures.
Oh my god.
So it's all the like Funko Pop versions of these people in this game that you play.
Is made for you.
And I fucking hate it.
Why?
I hate it. These games they make for your phone are so predatory.
In what way?
Okay. So,
okay.
You like... Alright, so you play the game, and if you win a match, you get essentially a loot box, right?
Oh, yeah.
But your loot box has a timer attached to it.
What?
So it could be an 8-hour wait or a 2-hour wait.
To open it?
Yes.
That's fucked up.
You can only hold 4 at a time, right? So once you get 4 wins, if they were 8 hours apiece, it's like, what's the point in playing, you know?
Right.
Because I can't get any other boxes.
Let me guess. Can you upgrade your storage capacity to hold more boxes?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you can pay
to open the boxes.
Yes, you can.
Motherfuckers.
Right? So the only other caveat is you get a win streak counter, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And so if you can win a maximum of 5 times in a row, and the more wins you have in a streak, the better of like a box you get, right?
Okay.
As soon as you fuck up and you lose, a 4-hour timer starts and you can't do the win streak thing again, right?
What the fuck?
So if you have a 0 win streak and you play and lose, you gotta wait 4 hours.
That's so bad.
Okay? If you don't win, you don't get loot boxes. And the loot boxes are the only way that you can upgrade, like, naturally, right?
I feel like that is the most frustrating mechanic that you could build into a game.
So while I was doing good at the start, you can tell the people that have put actual true money into this to boost themselves up fast.
Yeah.
And now I can't fucking win for shit. So I can never get a loot box. So I can never upgrade. And it is this horrible cycle, and I'm vastly falling out of love with it.
Yeah, I would delete that shit. Was it free to download?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So they get you with the loot boxes and bullshit. That's so dumb. Oh my god.
I've never been a big, like, phone game person. But I'm kind of trying to get into it because a lot of them are free, and I'm trying to not buy, like, real games.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Doom and stuff when it comes out.
Uh-huh.
Don't need to be dropping $80 on Doom.
Or like $200 on a special Doom chest that comes with a special Doom statue.
Yeah. You actually get a helmet in that one.
Oh, okay, of course.
I'm not going to wear that shit around.
Yes, you would. Don't even lie.
Oh, man. It would be so cool, though.
You fucking wear it to work.
I would love to, and just be, like, working away, and somebody comes to ask a question. What do you want?
No, the key is that you have to, like, put the helmet on after they ask you the question so that they walk away.
Just be like, so, I need that report done by Friday. I just turn to my desk.
And you're already slipping that helmet on.
Just put it on, and then I just turn and look at them. And they're
Until
like,
they walk away.
So I guess I'll get it on Friday. Slowly shake my head. I'll do it by Thursday. It's fine.
I played a phone game. I like, lately I have tried to play less phone games because I'm trying to, like, downsize my screen time.
So, are you
like
a big phone gamer?
I'm not really. Like, I used to play a couple. There's this one called, I can't remember the name of it, but you, like, build a whole city. It's similar to SimCity. You just have to expand stuff, and you have to choose, like,
I think I remember when you
industrial.
were playing that, and you told me about it.
It's pretty fun. But, like, once you reach the end, that's it. Like,
yeah.
You built a good city. Congratulations, it's fully balanced, and your citizens are happy, and that's the game.
Okay,
so
build a new one.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so they have different difficulties, but I tried like the next hardest difficulty,
Okay.
and I failed within 5 minutes. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this.
You know what? This isn't fun now.
Yeah, so I deleted that game after I beat it.
Yeah.
I beat the easy one anyway. The one game that has like constantly sucked me back in with its clutches is Tiny Tower. Have you heard of this?
Dude, you have been talking about that for years.
So I'm fucking obsessed with Tiny Tower.
And I was actually going to say, was your City one Tiny Tower? But... Okay.
So Tiny Tower came around, I think, in like 2012 or so. But the company, like... I don't know if they went out of business or something, but Tiny Tower just disappeared for like over a year, like a couple of years. And I forgot about it until just one day out of the blue. My cat is like fucking beating up the carpet. Baby. Sorry.
While your cat does that, I'm going to crack this one.
Okay.
Crack.
I'm drinking hot tea tonight, so no cracking for me.
Yeah.
Tiny Tower, yes. So the company like went away and disappeared for a little while, and then they came back. And just like out of the blue, I was like, I wonder what Tiny Tower is doing. So I Googled it and found out that it was, back up and running.
Back
so I
in
downloaded
full
it.
force.
Back in full force. So I downloaded it, and they have like these new features now where there's like you earn just regular coins.
Okay.
By your bitizens, which are your tiny itty-bitty citizens that live in your tower. Your bitizens get jobs in your tower, and they just, like, earn money and stuff, and you stock the places, people come and buy out stock, and it's basically like a small economy.
Yeah.
But they introduced a new thing that's called, like, I think it was BitBucks.
Okay.
Where it's, like, little dollars that you can buy either with real money, or you can earn by doing other stuff in-game, but it's much harder to earn it in-game than it is to just buy it.
Yeah.
So,
like
me being me, I purchased 25,000 of BitBucks.
No, you didn't.
It was only $20.
You never do that, though.
I know. So here's the thing.
So wait. You've never done it in Overwatch because it's a skin, so it's not useful, but you did it here because you could use a resource to do something.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't buy Overwatch loot boxes because I figure, it's going to be available forever. If I don't get it this summer games, I'll get it next summer games.
Okay.
But, for BitBucks, like, you can buy, and then it lets you, like, build more floors faster. It lets you, do different things with your tower. So I got into the cycle of, like, buying those and spending those and buying more and spending more.
Oh, my God.
And I wasn't spending real money because I have a thing on my phone that's called, like, Google Rewards. And you just basically sell your soul to Google, and they give you pennies for it.
Yeah, so I had that because you told me about it, and I used it to buy a game one time, and then it's like the app disappeared, and I just re-downloaded it, but I haven't gotten a survey in a long time.
You should go into it and, like, just open it to remind it that you know it exists.
I should do that, because...
I feel like Google Rewards is weird. So, essentially, Google Rewards, I feel like they test you. It's like a psychology game. Because if it doesn't... Like, so the way the app works... I'm on a tangent here. I stopped talking about Tiny Tower. Basically, Tiny Tower... Let me finish that story real quick. Okay. So Tiny Tower, they have a Discord community that I logged into, and I was really active on there for some time, and people, like, there's a function where you go visit somebody else's tower, and then you ride their elevator all the way to the top, and it gives them money, and it gives you coins.
Okay.
So then they come back and visit your tower, ride your tower all the way to the top, it gives you your money, and then them coins. So it's a nice little even trade-off. But people in that community got so toxic about the smallest shit. Like, it was crazy.
Like what?
Like, they would keep physical handwritten lists of the 200 people that come to visit their tower, and they're like, I will only visit people in the top half of this list, so you better come visit my tower in between these hours.
Whoa.
And, like, it got super serious, and I was like, this is really stressful, and I'm just looking for a fun game to build a tiny, tiny tower. But, I uninstalled Tiny Tower after that. I was like, this is just too much. So I'm off the mobile gaming gambit for now. But, so Google Play Rewards.
Okay.
The way it works is, like, it sends you surveys to your phone based on either your browsing history or your physical history. So, like, when Google tracks your location and maps and stuff, if you have that ability turned on in your phone, Google will be like, I saw you went to Kroger.
How was that?
Did you purchase anything? And, like, it gets really creepy sometimes, because sometimes it'll be like, did you go to any of these places? And it'll list stuff that's just, like, fucking nowhere near me, or stuff that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because I think what it's doing is it's testing to see if you're a bot.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I say, like, yeah, I went to Asia Fun Towers, like, I didn't go to Asia Fun
like,
Towers.
Ha! There isn't one!
Exactly.
No money for you!
So one time I accidentally lied on a survey because I hit the wrong button,
Uh-huh.
and then I hit submit, and then I stopped getting surveys for like 7 months.
Oh, wow.
I know. So I think they literally, like, they track that shit, and that's how they're, like, weeding out actual people. And they'll ask you, like, repeat questions and stuff, like, what's your salary? What's your family's salary? What industry do you work in? Have you had a new job in the last year?
Dude,
What
I
industry do
don't
you
think
work
they
in?
asked me those at all when I was getting them.
Really?
I was just getting like, did you go to Blockbuster? Good.
Did you go to Blockbuster?
No.
Okay.
But, like, I only got, like, did you go here? Did you buy anything? And then I'd be like, nope. And they'd go, all right, here's 5 cents.
I think the longer you have the app, the more personal it starts to get with you.
Hey.
It's like, what else will she give up?
Are you still Kelsey?
Are you still you? Am I still me?
The only you is you. The only me is me.
Yeah. So, but they give you like pennies for questions,
Yeah.
and that's how I rack up money. So I currently have like $15 saved up
Nice.
on there, but I don't know what I want to do with it. Looking for another phone app.
I've only really ever played one other, like, so I heard about this game last year in, like, the, like, Game of the Year talk stuff, you know? So I got this one on the phone. It takes maybe 20 minutes to play it. Like, it's not, like, a long thing. It's more of, like, an emotional ride, you know?
So it's like a story game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's called Florence. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. It is the story of a girl who starts dating a guy, and then it's them slowly growing apart, and then eventually
that's sad.
splitting, and you, like, play through this just chapter in her life, you know?
I don't want that.
It was so moving. It was really, really good. But, like, one of the levels is you deciding what you keep and what you give to him and stuff, you know?
Dang.
Like, it was kind of a hard game. Just because you're
I
like,
guess it
damn,
could
this
be,
sucks.
like, emotionally healing if you're going through that kind of a thing.
Yeah. It was really good. And, like, so she has a job that she doesn't really care for, and she wants to be, like, an artist, like a painter and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
And through meeting this guy and helping him achieve his dream, and then them breaking up, she finally learns to achieve her own dream and becomes her own person. Right?
Okay.
So, like, at the end, she becomes a painter, gets her stuff, and, like, life is good. Yeah, she had this hard time where she lost the person that she was, you know, most close to and all that, but she eventually healed and became better, you know?
Okay.
Like, it's a good little story. And it was, like, $4 or something. And so I bought that
That's
with the rewards thing.
Yeah, maybe I'll buy that then. Have a little cry to myself.
There you go. But so, I've been on my phone a lot more just because of these games, and so I was thinking about phones and stuff lately.
Yeah.
Because they are, for real, in everybody's hand all the time.
All the time.
I honestly think that I don't touch mine as much as some people, but lately
Mine's
I have
just
been.
Constantly.
I mean, I know that you were saying to cut down screen time.
Yeah.
I'm always
trying.
on a screen. It's just not my phone screen because it's too small.
Right.
I'm on my computer screen or my TV screen.
Exactly.
But my phone, like when I come home, I pretty much just like throw it to the side and done with it.
There's like some days on weekends and if I'm on vacation where it's easy for me to just like chuck my phone in my bag and totally forget that I have it.
Yeah.
Because I'm, you know, out in the world doing worldly things.
Yeah.
I don't have to be looking at Twitter and shit. But yeah, I've been trying to cut down on it just because I know that it's not healthy for me to just be so attached to it.
Yeah.
I do love my phone though. I don't know what I would do without her. She's so sweet to me.
So, I think we need to talk about your phone because
Okay.
I feel like you are you're one of the outliers in the world.
I am an outlier. I am a champion for Pixel phones.
Because it's pretty much Apple, and then people just say Android, but I feel like it's mostly Samsung on that side.
Right.
You know, so it's basically Apple or Samsung.
I was a Samsung baby for a long time. Like, my very first smartphone that I got when I think I got it when I got out of college.
Uh-huh.
Maybe when I went to college. Somewhere in, like, the early 2010-ish area.
Yeah.
I got my first smartphone, and it was a Samsung, and I stuck with Samsung for a long time. I had one all the way up through, what was it, the Note 7? The one that blew up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had Note 7s, and I think my favorite phone was my S6. Is that the one that I had right before the 7?
Did it have the curved screen? Well, no, you probably got the one without the curved screen.
I did get the one with the curved screen. I didn't like that one.
Okay.
I had one before that I did like, and it was my favorite phone ever.
So it was probably the 5 then.
Probably the 5. I love that phone. I had it for like 2 years, which is a very long time for a smartphone these days.
Stu is still rocking the Note 5.
Stu.
And he's talking about upgrading, and he's really looking at going your route and going with the Pixel.
Hell yeah, Stu.
So I told him I'd find out a whole bunch of stuff from you and get back to him.
Dude, I fucking love it. So yeah, I had Samsung right up until the one that exploded, and I was like, I don't like Samsung anymore if they allowed a phone like this to get out in the world.
Yeah.
So I switched over to the Pixel. I was like, let's just try this and see what's up, because Google was having a big sale because it was like their first release of the very first Pixel.
Yeah.
And they were like, buy it. So I was like,
Buy
okay. Because I'm a Google child. But, yeah, so I got the Pixel, and I had my first Pixel, I think, for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it so much.
I know you did.
It was a beautiful, beautiful phone.
And will you tell the people what your case was on that phone?
Oh, shit, dude, I don't even remember.
You don't even remember?
Oh, no, I do remember. It was a custom Google-made case, because they make custom cases for their custom phones, where it was a Google Map location of Denton, and the area where we got married and the area where we went to school. So it was very exciting.
Ugh.
It was beautiful and cute.
Did you have the Bat Guanos salesman pinned on there?
Hey, you can buy anything in Denton.
For those who don't know, that's a King of the Hill reference. We love our King of the Hill.
We do. So yeah, I had that phone forever, and
Yeah, you
then
did.
it eventually got to the point where it wasn't holding a charge anymore.
Yeah.
I dropped that phone in like 3 toilets. It was a really solid phone. I'm not.
Shake it
I'm
off.
not- I'm not a careful person. I've dropped my phone from many a great height into
Jeez.
many a toilet.
I have
And,
dropped the total of every phone that I've ever owned countable on one hand.
For real?
Yeah.
Man, I can't hold my phone. I don't know what it is. Like, sometimes I'm holding my phone, my hand is just like, I forget what to do, and I drop
Just
it.
like, bloop.
I've just, like, subconsciously grabbed my phone at some point during this recording, and I'm clutching it with both hands right now.
I don't want to drop you.
No, so I got, once that phone eventually crapped out on me, I got the Pixel 3.
Uh-huh.
No, I didn't. I went back to Samsung.
And
because I
that's
was
when
like,
you
Pixel.
exploded.
That's when I exploded. So, after the Pixel, I loved it a whole lot. But the thing with Pixel is that you have to buy the phone outright. You can't just, like, rent to own like you do.
So there's no, like, payment plan stuff?
No, it's just like, you have this phone now, and it's like a big hit to your bank account.
Yeah.
So, I went back to, like, the rent-to-own program through T-Mobile, and I got the S9? Note 9?
Yeah, you got the Note 9 because I had the 9 Plus and was like, it's the greatest phone ever!
Yeah.
And then
you
I
switched
hated
back to
it.
Samsung. I hated it so much. Oh my god, it was so bad. I don't know what the fuck was with the camera on that phone. I couldn't take, like, all I use my phone for, number 1, camera, because I'm taking pictures of my cats all day, every day. Number 2, podcasting, so it has to have decent sound.
Yeah.
And number 3, texting, so I have to be able to text with it.
Okay.
Those are my 3 functions.
So, I know that you said the pictures were just horrendously awful, right?
They were garbage. I couldn't take a picture in any kind of, like, sort of dim light. It had to be fucking bright-ass lights. My cat had to be sitting stock still, which my cats never ever do.
Yeah.
So I was just getting these, like, blurry, dark photos of gremlins that were not any shape of animal. So I was very, very sad for a very long time. I think I had that phone for like 6 months, and I didn't post but like 3 photos to Instagram in that time, which is unusual for me. And eventually I was like, I can't deal with this camera anymore.
Yeah.
So Pixel 3 came out, and I was like, fuck yeah. I got the Pixel 3 XL, and the camera is incredible. I can take pictures in almost total darkness, like just extremely low natural light outside in the moonlight. It takes a perfect photo, and it's just the best thing. Ooh. You can be like spinning around, and it'll take nice solid photos. You can do burst shots with it.
Yeah. See, I don't take a lot of pictures with my phone.
That's my number one function. I'm constantly taking pictures of stuff that I bake, of stuff that I make, of stuff that I, cats.
See, mine needs to have like the most stellar screen because I'm watching, like 4K YouTube stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's pretty much what I want mine for.
Yeah. And Richard bought a Pixel 3 when I got mine, and he ended up not liking it and switched back to Samsung because of the screens.
Yeah.
So a screen is really not a big deal for me. People complain about the notch. I don't even notice the notch.
So Taylor has the she has the S10, right?
Uh-huh.
That one has, I think they call it like the hole punch camera, where like where like the camera's in the actual screen.
Is that the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the commercial is very cool. It shows like that tiny, tiny camera, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It's so small, no notch.
So she has that like pinhole one or whatever, and like it's in the screen, so like your screen wraps around the camera. Yeah. Which a lot of people were like really upset about.
Why? It looks great.
Because it's gonna cut out like my video when I watch stuff, but I think it kind of ends stuff like right before it. And really, it's in such a corner that you don't really ever notice it, She's never had a problem with it.
Does it function the same as a notch, where the screen just, like, doesn't quite reach to it?
No, like, the screen goes around it. Like it's in the middle of your screen, kind of.
Okay.
And so that's why people were like, so upset. Like, it's in my screen. It's going to cut off stuff that I need to see. But they have designed, like, a lot of the stuff up top. It kind of just never reaches that far,
Yeah.
So it doesn't really ever get in the way. It's very different. But I've never heard her complain.
Never in the way of anything.
Yeah.
Like, I have notification dots that come up on the left side of it, and then my clock, and the battery level and stuff. That's all up there with the notch. So I don't need screen space up there. It's not real estate that I'm not using.
I think I had looked up the specs from the Google, so the Pixel 3 and then the S9. Uh-huh. When you had told me that you got the 3, and the camera was the one thing that, like, totally won out, like, hands down.
Yeah, blows it out of the water.
And then that screen, though, and I was like, gotta get that screen. So, my first smartphone was the HTC One. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember, like, names of smartphones. If I saw it, I would be like, oh yeah, that one.
So I remember seeing the commercials for it, and I was like, I have to have that phone. It's so cool. It was, like, completely metal, right? It like, had this curved back to it, so it, like, rested right in your palm all nice, But its whole, like, feature was what they called, like, the blink feed. So there's, like, your home screen, right? Uh-huh. Well, if you swipe to the left of that, you had this basically like this news feed thing, and you would just tug down on it, and it would refresh any news sources that you wanted to filter in right here.
That's what my Pixel does.
And it was the sole purpose that I wanted that phone, and it's the feature that I used the most on it.
It's a good feature.
And like, you would have hated it there. Because
why?
The camera, so it had a problem with the camera that the plastic would essentially burn over time.
Oh my god.
So so I have pictures for like 3 years where everything just has this purple haze.
Oh man.
Everything was purple. I couldn't take a good picture to save my life.
Dang.
Everything was gross. And when I finally got my first Samsung phone, I was like, you can have nice pictures? What? So I was gonna get the upgraded HTC, and then the Samsung S6 had come out with the curved screen on it, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I don't know which one I want because I really love my HTC. And they were like, well, I guess here's the features, but you seem set on the HTC. So she had both phones in her hand, like in the box, and she goes, well, HTC has this, Samsung has this. And I was like, yeah, put that Samsung back. And she goes, yeah, HTC, it's got like this really good camera, but the Pro with the S6, and as she goes to put it in the back room, she goes, it's got like this 4K OLED screen. And I go, whoa, hang on, hold please.
You just said Robert's activation phrase.
It has a 4K screen. This was when 4K was like unheard of. That was brand new.
Yeah,
like nobody had 4K
radar.
shit, you know? And she goes, yeah, so the HTC's not. It's like 1080p, and this one's got a 4K screen on it. And I was like for real though? She's like, yeah. And I was like, can I see it? And she goes, well, the only one that has it is the one with the curved screen. So you'd have to get that curve on it. And I was like, I don't care. Give me the fucking phone.
I don't care about that curve.
That was my first Samsung, and I've never gone back. Always with the 4K. The HDR, oh man, HDR's the best.
I don't even know what any of those words are. I'm just like, me like photos.
So HDR,
like podcasts.
all your photos are probably taken in HDR because most phones can do that now.
Is it just high def resolution?
High dynamic range. So
Ew.
it accentuates brightness to darkness. So let me try to think of the best way to describe this. Like, let's say...
Like when you take a picture in low light and it looks like it's natural?
No. So, like, let's say you were watching a movie, right?
Cha.
And the guy is in, let's say, a haunted house with a flashlight, right? So he's in a haunted house with a flashlight. In standard dynamic range, so SDR, right? The light from his flashlight beam is probably as bright as everything else on the screen because the screen can't really make that stand out from it, right?
Okay.
So like the blacks would probably be kind of a gray look to it around the light beam, right?
Oh.
But in high dynamic range, they can kind of say, okay, this is going to be more dark, and this one spot will be way brighter than the rest. So
Okay.
in an HDR picture, the blacks surrounding him would be like really black, but that light would be like a true bright white. You know?
So that's where you get like the true black ratio.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Taylor was the first person to get an HDR phone. And I downloaded a video that was in HDR because I watch all my videos on my phone.
Yeah.
And I downloaded an HDR one, put it on my S7, and it was incompatible. And I couldn't watch it. And she got the 8, and I put it on her phone, and it was in HDR, and it was beautiful. And I was like, God, I need a new Samsung so bad. And I waited for years till the S9, and now it's great.
Yeah. I think Samsung's still doing good stuff with their phones. I don't know. I'm not like anti-Samsung.
Yeah.
I just wish that they didn't make my phone explode. Like I almost couldn't get on a plane
Dude,
because of that phone.
If you got a 10, I think your mind would be blown, and you would be like, shit, why did I leave?
I don't know, man.
Because supposedly the 10 is just out of proportion, hands down, better than like all phones.
I've had this 3 for, is it 1 year or 2 years now?
I think 1, because I hear tell, rumor on the street, heard it through the grapevine, that the Pixel 4 is coming out.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And I don't know
and I'm
anything
excited.
about it.
But the problem that I've got is that I have like 2 Pixel 1s because Richard and I both had them, and now I have 2 Pixel 3s
Yeah.
because we both had them, and so I just have like all these phones.
So you
sitting
can't
at
like
home.
sell them back?
No, that's the one bad part, because like now I'm just stuck with this phone that nobody wants. I could probably give it to my parents. I bet they would want them.
So, since you said that, I have a question for you.
Tell me, what's your question?
What was the first phone you ever had?
Oh man, I called it Rasputin. It was a Nokia brick, of course.
Okay.
I got it through my parents' work because they had like work phones that they had while they're employees.
Yeah.
And I was told that the phone could only text mom or dad.
That's funny.
I feel like it had other capabilities.
Probably
looking
so.
back on it. But I got that when I was in probably 6th grade, I think.
Wow. Man.
Yeah.
I didn't get my first phone till 10th grade, or maybe junior year.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
And it was an LG flip phone with
Hell
Singular. Yeah. Singular was the bomb.
Yeah, I had Singular.
That phone is in my nightstand right now.
What?
I have every phone that I've ever owned because I don't know what to do with them, and I don't want to just throw them away.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do with these phones? Is there a place you can donate them?
I always say that I'm going to go to Best Buy because they have a spot to put old phones in there.
Oh, well, there you go.
But then I'm like, well, I should really try to delete any data that's on it. That's probably got credit cards that have been closed for like 8 years. Like, there's probably no problem handing that phone over, you know?
Yeah, unless you got weird nudes on there.
I just don't know what to do with these things. And they're just in a bag, sitting there. And it's funny because there's a Samsung phone in that bag, and I hated that phone. It was
really?
It was the worst phone that we hated Samsung phones, but the S1 had never come out. So we had them like way before they got good.
Yeah. I remember wanting a flip phone until I saw Des literally rip hers in half on accident.
I just loved Ferdinand's, the sidekick or something, and he would flip the screen
and
and
the little slide out, the little keyboard.
Yeah.
So businessman.
Man, those things were so cool. Phones used to be like a gimmick, and they were really cool. Like, each one had its one cool thing, you know?
Yeah, they all had, like, one specific function that they can do, and now, like, each phone pretty much does the exact same thing, but the screens and cameras are slightly different.
Yeah. Like, it's not like, well, this phone, you can... Well, so, Motorola kind of was doing that for a while. They had a phone where, like, you could attach different things to the back.
Yeah.
And it could
I
be
knew
like
somebody with that phone.
Where it could be like a projector and stuff.
Yeah, so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I was like, why do you have all this capability? Do you use it? And they were like, well,
no.
I might one day. Are you going to use it? Like, I don't know.
That was the problem. You had to buy those attachments on top of the phone.
Yeah.
Which was
the problem. And then you have just like a fucking bag of attachments that you have to carry around with you at all times.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, let me get my projector together. I mean, I guess if you really need one in a pinch, that's a cool solution.
Yeah.
I think that Google does stuff that Samsung and Apple are not doing, but that might be just because I'm not familiar enough with Samsung and Apple, and I'm in Google's pocket.
Yeah.
But they have, like, the whole phone can be stored on the cloud.
Scary.
So, like, it's awesome, man. All my photos go directly to the cloud, so they're not stored on my actual phone.
Yeah.
I've got so much space on my phone because all my pictures are just, like, immediately off. And that's also really good for when you accidentally delete all of your stuff.
I was going to say, or to drop it in a toilet.
Yeah, or drop it in a toilet.
Yeah.
That happened to me with one of my Samsungs. I don't remember which one it was, but I had, like, a virus on it or something, and the phone just, like, completely bricked. And we had to do a factory reset. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize that when I did that, all my photos had gone away.
Yeah.
And it was, like, it was right before Richard and I had gotten engaged, and we had, like, all these really, really good photos on there. Because it was, like, the year that we traveled so much. We had, like, a bunch of photos from all around the United States.
Yeah.
And as we were resetting it, I was like, man, I hope my photos are okay. And he was like,
oh, they're
not going to be okay.
Well, so...
And I just started crying inconsolably. I was like, what about the pictures of the Grand Canyon? And what about in Baltimore? And what about all the other ones?
That's why...
What if you die tomorrow and I don't have any pictures of you?
That's why you get an SD card to put in there, and then it's all saved there instead.
No, man. You back it up to the cloud.
No. The cloud can rain all your pictures out.
Picture storm. Everybody duck. Cats everywhere. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs, literally.
Look at all these cat photos. Ah.
One thing that Google's photos do that is a little bit unsettling. So whenever you're taking pictures in your phone, it's like, this is a new face. Do you want to tag this person?
That's weird.
Like, so it's cool because you can assign, like, this is a photo of Richard. And so, like...
Yeah. So it'll
the
just, like,
phone
tag
knows.
him in all of those?
Yeah, so it'll, like, have all your photos on your phone. It's like, I want to see pictures of Richard. Then I just type in his name, and it shows me all the pictures of him. Which is cool.
I'm sorry. I just find that really funny.
So, the other day, like you do, I was taking pictures. So this is going to sound real creepy and weird, but I don't think it is, because I think every girl does this.
Okay.
But he was sleeping, and he looked really cute. And he was, like, cuddling the cat, and I was like, that's fucking adorable. And so I took a few photos of him asleep.
Uh-huh.
And then I was just, like, editing them on my phone.
Okay.
And my phone's like, do you want to send these pictures to Richard? I was like, fuck no, I don't. Please don't do that. Because, like, that functionality is built in.
That's
and it's cool.
hilarious. So,
But
like, you could take a picture of, like, your group of friends, and it would pick up the face of all your friends, and then potentially just send that photo to all of them right then.
Yeah. If you click that, yes, I want to send this photo to all of them.
That's kind of cool.
But if
That's kind of
it's cool until you, like, accidentally click it, and then you're like, shit, I sent him pictures of him sleeping. That's so fucking creepy.
Like, oh no, this is a picture of the sleepover where everyone's asleep, and I'm the only one awake taking pictures of everybody.
That's, like, straight serial killer behavior.
like, see, that's the thing. Then, so, Apple... So, by the way, if you haven't noticed, we're not Apple people. We just now spoke its name.
I know.
They do, like, the live photos. So, like, you take a picture, but it kind of records, like, a second beforehand and a second after, so that if, like, the picture that it took isn't great, you can kind of, like, fine-tune it.
That's what Google does.
Like, that's neat, but weird.
It's very cool.
But weird. Like, I don't need this.
It's only weird if you make it weird.
I mean, I guess so. I guess it's only weird to take pictures of sleeping people if you make it weird.
Yeah, man.
But if you make it cute, then it's okay.
Right.
I guess I will say one thing about Apple. Because my mom is all about Apple for some reason now.
Really? My dad had an iPhone for a long time. I think just out of convenience, because somebody's old iPhone or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, God, I can't with Apple.
She thinks it is the easiest thing to use on the planet.
Really?
And that using any other phone is rocket science to another degree.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because I've grown up with Android systems, but, like, I tried to use an iPhone once, and I was like, what are all these buttons?
I can use both.
Navigate?
I mean, they're just a different way. But they all do the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
I just want to be able to put an SD card in to save all my E3 videos that I watch all the time, right?
That's the one function you need.
Because Apple doesn't really do external memory stuff, right?
Really?
No. Haley at work had gotten, like, the XR, which was, like, the super latest and greatest one that they had when I got the S9. No HDR.
Wow.
No HDR. I was mad. And then I took Stu into the break room, and I was like, we're going to pull up the same video, but mine's in HDR. And Haley's isn't. God. Watch them.
You're so obsessed.
And he goes, they look the same. And I was like, get out of here! Get the hell out of here, old man!
You have, like, this robotic eyeball thing that you can just, like, sense the tiniest differences in videos.
I'm all about that great-looking image, man. I want my eyes to be filled with so much candy. Like, that's what I want. Which is surprising that I guess I'm not more of a PC gamer, where apparently you get that more often, you know?
Absolutely. Crank that shit up.
I've been trying. But so, maybe one day, Apple will catch up to us.
To our hearts. Doubt it.
I say that to people that have Apple all the time. I go, why do you even have Apple? I mean, they don't even give you the whole fruit. There's a bite out of it. And people get so mad at me, like, why do you talk? Go away.
That's Steve Jobs' share.
Would you like to take a picture of this and send it to it?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's put this podcast to bed.
And you sicko.
Yeah.
Please tell your friends about us. Help us grow this audience. Don't forget to subscribe to us on your favorite platform. be it your Android platform, your Apple platform, or your Pixel platform, which is basically Android, so whatever. So you never miss an episode, ever. You can get to us on all these platforms every Monday. We go to all of them. We don't use the stuff, but we send it to the stuff.
What?
We don't use Apple, but we send it to Apple.
Oh yeah. We're all over that Apple podcast.
We're inclusive of all of you, no matter how weird you are.
Exactly.
With your phones. But if you do have a second, you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts.
Please.
Because that helps us out so much.
We love Apple.
Please.
Don't kill us, Mr. Apple Podcasts.
It's like, oh, they were talking bad about Apple. 1 star.
Please don't do that. Steve Jobs from Beyond the Grave. You can find us and friend us on social media. We are at YMBToAP on Twitter and Instagram. Be sure to like and follow our Facebook page. You can also email us at YMToAP@gmail.com. We really, really want that listener mail. You got to send it in. Tell us whether you're an Apple baby, Google baby, Samsung baby.
Like,
what do you like?
What's your favorite phone?
Tell me what you like.
What's your favorite phone you ever owned? But don't say the Razr, because everyone's gonna say the Razr.
I don't think the Razr was a good phone though. Like they just.
But people loved it, man.
But why?
Because
they fell apart.
Because it was
hard.
thin. It was thin. That was the gimmick.
It was so skinny.
Look at this. It's like a piece of paper.
Look at my
they
skinny
hold to my face.
Just blow a little. There it goes.
Phones were all about getting small, and now it's like, how big can we make a phone?
I know. Like, now it's like, do you want a fucking tablet? We can do that for you.
Kinda. Side note, I actually was tablet shopping one time, and Samsung, because I use their tablets, had this one that was a 30-inch, basically TV that they were
what the fuck?
saying was a tablet.
It's huge.
It was like its own briefcase size. It was awesome. But I was like, no way. Like, too much.
Imagine being the fucking nerd taking a picture with a 30-inch
Hey,
tablet.
guys. Everyone smile. Jimmy, hold the other side. Come here. Okay. Our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Farage. Please check him out on YouTube on any device you're using. And as always, thanks for listening and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question of whose camera will be better, Pixel or Samsung.
It's always Pixel, baby.
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
Alright, my cat is standing on my lap. Need you to decide where to go. Are you going to stand there for the whole recording?
I closed my door, so I'm wondering if I'm going to hear Toast like, let me in!
Beating down the door with his little fuzzy paws. Okay, she's just, like, in my armpit right now. Can I help you? I love you so much. Please pick where you're going to go and then stay there for the recording.